Uh, Okay, and we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. What is an absolutely massive day for Manchester United? It looks like finally, after weeks upon weeks of waiting, Manchester United are springing into action. So let's get talking. Let's get down to the big story today. So that is Andre Onana to Manchester United. So coming out from Fabrizio Romano, we have an update. We do have personal terms agreed with Andre Onana. Manchester United, we have offered 50 million euros today. This looks like it has been declined in the last few moments. However, Inter Milan are only looking 55 million euros. So a compromise is there to be done. Di Marzio is saying, of course, that Manchester United, Onana, it's only a matter of time. So we are getting close to that. So I'm asking you guys on the poll tonight, can we get Onana and Hojlund before the tour starts, before we go on pre-season? If we haven't already covered it, the Telegraph are reporting United are readying a £50 million bid for Rasmus Hojlund. So United, we are finally springing into action. We've already managed to get Mason Mount over the line. Now it's time to get the goalkeeper and the striking signings before looking at sales, before looking at other players coming in. So how is everybody doing tonight? It's good to see all you guys. Let's see who's down in the comments. We have Stephanie with the evening. Stefan, good to see you, Stephanie. Greg is saying, any idea of the rumour that Greenwood will be used in a swap deal for Hojlund? I have seen this. Now, this, of course, is coming in from Italian sources. So they have said that Atalanta would be interested in signing Mason Greenwood. That's potentially where it's going to come from. Let's see what happens on that one. We have Dan down there as well with the big ups, and that is Onana. What's my name? Let's hope so. And Vera is saying we are getting Onana soon. I believe before Sunday we shall hear a here we go. I expect the same. I think this is a matter of time. When we're talking between 5 million euros, it's only £3 million. Very, very small differences. Once United get an agreement with Inter, it will be deal done. I do expect this to be finished very, very quickly indeed. So any thoughts, guys, make sure to get them down into the comments. So let's get talking on this, because this is an ongoing situation. This is something that has been a long time in the works, a new goalkeeper at Manchester United, and it does look like it is a matter of time until we manage to get Andre Onana. So I am very, very excited for that. I'm sure you guys are as well. We do have other news as well coming in on goalkeepers. So we have Samuel Luckhurst with the United are open to signing 2 goalkeepers in this transfer window. I'm looking forward to it, because I think we will go for 2 goalkeepers, especially with De Gea going. Henderson is very close to joining Nottingham Forest as well, apparently. So 2 goalkeepers is a real possibility. Let's see as well. Vera is saying Onana and El Nasseri. Yep, that could be the case. And Vera is also saying as well, Onana plays without fear. We need this so bad. So yeah, absolutely. I am so excited for this. This honestly will be a transformational signing for Manchester United. Make no mistake about it. Such a big difference will be made with Andre Onana coming into Manchester United. And the sooner the better, guys. Honestly, look, it's going to take time, of course, for Onana to settle in. It's a completely different goalkeeper to anything we've had before as well. I can see Bodie is down there as well. Good to see you, man. Hi as well. Thank you for joining in. I did see your comments earlier as well, man, so thank you very much for hopping on tonight's stream. So, guys, Onana looks like a very close deal to be done, and it is going to take time for this to really settle in. Obviously, complete change in how we're going to play football. Onana, of course, will be playing out from the back, higher defensive line. It's going to mean more chances for us. It's going to mean more good opportunities higher up the pitch. We will be playing out of the back a lot better than what we have done for the past 12 months, this past 10 years maybe. United will well and truly be on their way to becoming a modern football team. And Andre Onana, I cannot wait. And look, as Dan said, once we get the Onana, what's my name's going around Old Trafford, we well and truly will be a better team for it. Stephanie is saying Ten Hag is getting the players he trusts into the squads. It all bodes well. Onana will be his 7th signing. Yep, absolutely. And look, the more first choice signings we get, the more players Erik Ten Hag is desperate to get, the more confident I am in this long-term project. Bodie is saying who's going to be the bench goalkeeper. So there is talk. Now, there's two potential options here. So obviously, we could keep Tom Heaton as the bench goalkeeper, or we could be going for Suzuki, a young Japanese goalkeeper who we have been linked to as well. And I think as well, there's a goalkeeper we've been linked to from the Turkish league as well. I think maybe Galatasaray he plays for. So something could be done. It looks like at least one goalkeeper coming in. I expect this Onana deal to be finished over the weekend. United only €5 million apart. I do expect this to be really, really close. Let me see. New comment coming in from Spectre. Refreshing channel. No clickbait. Good on you, mate. No worries, man. Honestly, that's something I've always tried to bring you guys, is just flat out bring you guys the news, go through what's true, what's not true, and make our own decisions. And I love doing these shows for you guys. And Dan says, in Eric we trust as well, man. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trusting in Erik ten Hag. I have well and truly bought into the man's beliefs. I think he's completely earned it. I think, honestly, when we look at what he has achieved so far, it has been nothing short of what I would describe as a minor miracle. To manage to finish with 75 points with that team last season, to win a trophy, to be in a cup final, to do very well in Europe as well. Manchester United, we have the right guy. We are backing him in the market at long last. And I'm feeling, honestly, guys, I'm feeling so positive, and it's really refreshing to sit here and bring you guys some good news on this one. So let's get talking and let's get into the real details, because it has just broke before we've went live about this Onana signing. So look, it looks like this €50 million bid, it has been rejected, but we are very, very close to making the agreement. It's only around £3 to £3.5 million. That's going to be very positive. DL is saying, is it true about the Hojlund bid? Yes, this is true. We've had this from Jason Burt of the Telegraph, so he has confirmed United are readying a £50 million bid for Rasmus Hojlund. They've decided they want him. Erik ten Hag thinks he will be the striking option next season, and I expect this to get done. We already know that Hojlund is keen on the deal. This has been well established in the media from very good sources, that Hojlund would absolutely join Manchester United. And the fact he's with Erik ten Hag's agency, I think that could be a quick deal to do, especially on the player side. It will come down to agreeing a fee with Atalanta, but there are things we can do to help our cause in that respect. Number one, potentially they're interested in Mason Greenwood. Now let's see what happens there. I'm not going to go into details on that because it is more speculation, but a real option is, of course, Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo might go on loan to Atalanta next season, a club he was previously at. It would get him first-team football in a very good league as well. So there definitely is a deal to be done there. Player is willing. Manchester United, we're going to get close to this, I think. So this is coming in from DiMarzio. It's the very, very latest on this Onana deal. So Inter Milan are looking a fee of €55 million, and that is inclusive of add-ons. Manchester United, we've offered 45 up front and 5 million in add-ons. So we are only around €5 million apart. So it really is fine margins. Now, do I expect United to pay the full amount? Based on what we've seen in this transfer window so far, I think we'll try to come to some kind of a compromise. I think perhaps 52 to €53 million probably will be the final fee. I think that's what United are going to go for. But as DiMarzio says, it is only a matter of time. So honestly, guys, we are getting very close to this. An absolutely game-changing, revolutionary signing. And I can't wait, guys. Honestly, I'm looking forward to bringing it to you guys. Let me see. There are loads of comments flying in there, guys. Let me see who is down in the chat. The man is saying, all the players Ten Hag has brought are previously linked to him. Is that not worrying? Look, obviously there's going to be aspects of that. I don't think he's getting the overall support that he needs of Manchester United. Now, last season, of course, very different transfer window. We came in, our entire scouting board, they basically were let go of. We had the head scout and, of course, the development scouts let go of. So I think that's the big difference here. So I think Erik ten Hag has been leaning on players who maybe he has worked with before, but I don't think that I'm at all concerned about these signings. Onana, as we know, a brilliant goalkeeper. We've seen it in Europe with Inter Milan. Mason Mount, of course, Premier League proven. We know he will be good for Manchester United. And Hojlund, of course, no real links to him before. Let me see who we got down there. Shade is in there with a good evening, guys. I hope you're all well. I'm good, man. And I hope you're well as I couldn't speak. I hope you're well as well. And Michael is saying, I hope they can get them all because I had thought that we only had a budget of 120 million. Yeah, it does look like that. And I think we're heavily relying on seals. But what I like what we're doing is we seem to be going for the players first, and then we're going to focus on the seals. And I think that is a much, much better thing for Eric Ten Hag. If we need to sell, let's sell after. Let's spend the money and then we sell. That's what I think United are doing. That's what it looks like we are actually trying to do in this market. So when we're talking seals, we do have one, and it's coming in from Samuel Luckhurst. So he is saying Manchester United expect to sell Dean Henderson at mid-interest from Nottingham Forest, who would be willing to pay up to £30 million for Dean Henderson. So there is a colossal chunk of the overall spend took away. So if we were spending 50 on Mount and 50 on Onana and 50 on Hojlund, there's £30 million towards it. So that's a good thing, in my opinion. And there's a lot more as well. Fabrizio Romano has been saying, of course, Fred, interest from Fulham, could be going for 15 to 20 million. Donny van de Beek, interest from Roma, interest from AC Milan, he could be sold as well. Alex Telles will go. Eric Bailly will be sold. So Manchester United, believe it or not, do not scratch your eyes. Do not pinch yourself, guys. We are actually doing bits in this transfer window. Whether this is going to be all we get, Hojlund, Onana and Mount, that remains to be seen. But we are getting the players Eric Ten Hag wants at long last. Dan is saying Onana and selling Henderson 25 million for Onana. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I think that could be really true. I mean, when we look at that, I'm feeling really positive about it, because if we can make at least half the money we spend on Onana back from selling Henderson, sell Fred, sell McTominay, sell the likes of Van de Beek as well, Manchester United, we could genuinely have a low net spend in this transfer window and bring even more players in. Look, I think, in my opinion, based on everything we are seeing, it's going to be Onana, it's going to be Mount, it's going to be Hojlund first. Anything else will probably be a bonus. I think Amrabat, 25 million, that's an affordable bonus signing that will help the overall quality of this squad. And I think we will be going in for moves like that. So do expect maybe later moves in the window for the likes of Amrabat, for Axel Diazy, players like this who we have been linked to, but they're not in what we would call extremely high priority positions. Spectre is saying United lied about the budget to keep transfer costs low, in my opinion. Yeah, look, I definitely think there's part of that. Look, there is FFP considerations. But genuinely, I think United can spend more money than what we have been selling. So I think it comes from 2 points. I feel like it'll probably be the Glazers unwilling to spend a lot of money. I think that's a bigger impact than FFP at the moment. But I do think as well, there definitely is an element of United trying to do deals, trying to negotiate. And I'm loving what I'm seeing, honestly, because for year after year, season after season, we have done this long, drawn out sagas in the market where we overpay on everybody. If we are getting better deals and we are being harder to negotiate with, that's only going to be a good thing long term. I mean, look at the likes of Liverpool. They're bringing in Alexis McAllister for £35 million. Manchester United, we would have paid 70 easily, and that's what we need to buck the trend of. We need to get back and away from doing that. Luman is saying, who is the new person doing the dealings at Man United? I believe it's a guy, Matt Hargreaves, I think you call him. So he does seem to have took over from Matt Judge, and I believe it was it Tom Keane maybe as well previously. So it does look like United, we have a new transfer approach. I'm feeling very positive about this, guys, honestly. Now, John Murda, of course, as Spectre has said, is in overall control, but a lot of the bids and a lot of the business seems to be going through intermediaries like this guy Hargreaves, like this guy Dan Harrison, who we've seen their names pop up in big reports. So I do think that United, we are finally getting onto the ball, and I'm feeling positive about this, guys, honestly. And I'm amazed that it has took this long to do this, because we would always think that the Glazer family would want to save as much money as possible. Why they wouldn't have the best negotiators in the game working at United all along, it doesn't make much sense. So guys, I can see the polls are flying up, so I'm asking you guys on the poll, can we sign both Onana and Hojlund before the tour? Now, we play Leeds United next week, we know this, but it isn't until the week after that we fly out to America, so we have until the middle of July. We have around about 2 weeks, so I do think United can get on the ball with this. I hope we can make both of those moves happen, and I hope that we definitely can get to bring some more players in, because the longer we have to work with these players, the longer they're in the squad, the better it is for Manchester United. So we have this coming in from Telegraph Football, and they're saying this is a list of players we could be selling. So it does definitely agree with what Romano had said the other day on 7 players. This is who we're looking at. So we are looking to sell some off Maguire, Sancho, Fred, McTominay, Telles, Alanga, and Eric Bailly in order to reset the financial fair play constraints. I think that's nothing but a good move, because a lot of those guys shouldn't be at the club anymore, and we can get good money for them. I think the biggest one, and it is a concern, it's Harry Maguire. Now, we have seen this in the news today, so this is something I do want to talk about, because it's been a long-standing issue of Manchester United, is our wages and our contracts. So, Harry Maguire is paid £200,000 per week. As Manchester United have managed to qualify for the Champions League, Harry Maguire's salary has gone up to £250,000 per week, and he is unwilling to come down from that figure. So, anybody who wants Maguire is now going to have to pay the fee, and they're going to have to pay him 250,000 a week. I do not think there's going to be a lot of takers at that price, and that's a concern for me. DL is saying Brandon Williams, yeah, I would love to sell him as well. Greg is saying, I like the look of Hojlund, the way Ten Hag improves players and brings their best out of players. There's no doubt he could be something special. I'm loving the idea of getting Hojlund in. You and me both, man. Honestly, I think Hojlund, he might not be that guy right now, but he can be made that guy, and I have no doubt that he will get to that level. And make no mistake about it, with Mount, with Bruno, with players like that in our team, Hojlund will get chances to score, and I back him. I think he will score 20 goals next season if he signs for us. And from there, it's only going to go up. As he develops, as he matures and becomes an all-round player, he will get better and better for Manchester United. And that's what I've wanted all along. It's been one of my big concerns with the Harry Kane signing, for instance. Look, I think Harry Kane is a brilliant striker, and he would improve us so much, but it's a long-term question. Hojlund comes in, he could conceivably be the #1 striker for 10 years. He's only 21. The guy could be United's first choice striker for the best part of a decade, and that is long term planning for me. Let me see, these comments are flying in, so I'm going to go through some of them. Bodie is saying, I thought it was a horrible transfer window, and now it could be very decent. Yeah, I think in the circumstances, very decent. I think ideally going into this, what we would have wanted was maybe Mason Mount and Onana, and then we would have wanted Kim Min-jae and Harry Kane, guys of that quality. Now, we are filling out these positions, probably not at the quality we want, but a lot of these guys do seem to be younger signings who will get better. Look, Mason Mount, the guy is only 24. There is years of development there. Hojlund at 21 could come on and have a very long-term impact at this club. So I think it's nothing but a good thing, guys. Dan is saying, do you think Sancho will leave? I'd let him go, and Garnacho needs to play, and Pellistri too. Thank you very much for that. Look, I know that Facundo Pellistri is in contract negotiations with United. This is a well-known fact. I believe what the plan is with Pellistri is sign him to a long-term contract and try to get him a very good loan move. Just like what we've seen with Amad Diallo last year. Now, Amad's career was going nowhere. A very good loan spell can change the future of a player. It can bring them to that next level. And now Amad could conceivably be a first-team player for Manchester United. Let me see, these comments are going. Stephanie is saying Maguire needs to realise he's surplus to requirements. Bodie says Atalanta want to swap Greenwood and we get Rasmus Hojlund. I mean, look, I don't know if that's going to happen. It has come in from Italian sources that Juventus and Atalanta would be interested in Mason Greenwood. It's just whether it happens, whether there's any kind of action took against him. I think it's too early to say that. I think it is a very real possibility that what we do try to do is loan Amad Diallo there. Have him play a full first team season for Atalanta, playing every week in Serie A. He will come back at age 21, 22, and he would be ready then to really play first team football for United. Stephanie, we've done that. Feed the Hojlander. Yeah, I love that name, honestly. Spectre saying swap Greenwood for land is bad unless it's a loan. Yeah, we'll see what will happen there. DL says, will Martial leave? Hojlund is 20, I think. I would like Martial to leave. I think the big thing with him is it comes down to two things, really. We're looking at injuries. The guy will miss 20 plus matches next season, guaranteed. And then it comes down to money as well, because Martial's a well-played guy. The man is getting around about £200,000 per week, so it's going to be difficult. Phil is saying Sancho needs a loan move. I'd hate for United to sell him. He has a bit of mental health problems recently. There's more players to sell. Surely Sancho should be given another chance. Yeah, I agree with that. I would like to see Sancho have one last season. I think this is a make or break season. First season, look, we can excuse that. That is the single worst season Manchester United have had in Premier League history. So that's over 30 years. I can excuse that. Everybody was poor in that season. Last season, of course, there was mental health problems. He came back. He didn't play for a while. He made a decent impact, but I really want to see Jadon Sancho given a real go in this first team. Let's see him next season. There is no excuses. I think he can deliver. We know the talent is there. Let's see it on the pitch. Let's see him let's turn the potential into realised talent. Let's see him get lots of goals and assists next season. Lincoln is down there. At the moment, we have too many inside forwards. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we are very reliant on inside forwards, and I think it is something that Facundo Pellistri brings to this club. Is he genuinely is an old-fashioned winger. He wants to go on the outside. We see that sometimes. I know that Garnacho is capable of it, but he wants to cut in. Rashford wants to cut in. Anthony wants to cut in. I wouldn't really define Sancho as a winger either. So I do agree with you there. Stephanie is saying, I have a funny feeling Martial will stay. I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but it depends on incomings. Yeah, look, I think it does as well. I think that will be something we need to consider is if we only buy one striker, we might hold on to Martial. If Hojlund's going to be first choice, Martial should be able to stay fit long enough for when he's needed to play. Red Forever is down there. Onana. Sancho is on 350k. He is our top earning player. He needs to get sold for the balance books, and he doesn't have any work rate. Thank you very much for those comments. Look, I think he can work harder. I think he's got the talent, but it's one thing having the potential, it's another thing completely realizing the potential. So I want to see him have that opportunity next season. Whether or not it works out long term, I don't know, but I want to give the guy I just want to give the guy a chance. I want to see what he can do. Whether it works, whether or not, at least if we can say we give the guy a chance and it hasn't worked out, I think that will be a big thing. Red Forever, what's the point of keeping Martial? The guy's injured every game. Look, honestly, man, I agree. Like, I would be getting rid of Martial, but I think we have to be realistic. And the big thing is, Martial will be a hard sell. A lot of players and a lot of teams are going to look at him and they're going to say, this guy's going to miss over half the matches next season. When he does play, he doesn't really do the running work anyway. So he's limited sort of selection of teams who he could go to. I think as well, when we look at the injuries, when we look at overall form, I would be surprised if he goes because I don't think there'd be too many people looking to buy him. Let me see. Michael is saying when Sancho plays, Garnacho doesn't start. Yeah, that's true, to be fair. Begum is saying Greenwood, play him. And Red Forever says Sancho has 3 years. Yeah, he has had 3 years. This is going into third season now. Look, I think this is a make and break season. So I want to see more from him. It all depends. Look, I think one of the big things with Sancho is, as well, Manchester United, we don't really know where to play him. I mean, he is a guy who thrives in a possession-based system, playing 1-2 touch football in and around the penalty box. We haven't really had that sort of possession higher up the pitch. I do think that's added to it, but I want to see him do better. Now, whether he plays on the right, I don't know, because on the right-hand side, we have Anthony, and I expect Anthony to have a really big season next year. I think he will improve. On the left, I don't think he has any real chance of getting in there. We have Rashford already. We have Garnacho. And if Hojlund signs, Rashford isn't going to play through the middle. So he's going to find potential game time limited. I think he really has to stake a claim for this team. Lincoln is saying give Sancho one more season, but he has to work hard and stay in the team consistently. Yeah, honestly, that does sum up my position. I think he needs to stay in the team consistently, and let's see where he goes from there. Give him a run of matches, and if it doesn't work out, I still think we can sell him. I think we can sell him for quite good money. Obviously, the wages are a concern, but let's see what happens. Spectre is saying, guys, to be honest, who would buy Martial? I love him, but he's made of glass, and thus a bad buy. Yeah, look, I do agree with that. I mean, someone might be interested in Martial, but it's whether or not he's going to take that move. What we could see maybe is Martial go back out on loan, and that's not good for anybody. That doesn't take care of our issue. It just gets him out of the door for a while. I want to see more from United. I want to see us either sell him or keep him and use him as a backup for now. What I think is going to happen, and I have a bad feeling about this, guys, is Anthony Martial is going to be like Paul Pogba. He's going to be like other players. He is going to stay at this club until the contract runs out. That's what I'm fearing. That's what I feel is most likely, because a lot of people will look at him and think he's a bad buy. So I'm agreeing with Spectre. It's very easy to say, we want to sell these players, but it's another thing convincing someone to buy them as well. So let's hope we can do that. I would love to see a big clear out this summer. Dan is saying Saudi for Tony Martial. I mean, that could be an option. That genuinely might be it. So we will see what happens on that. It will be an interesting time for Manchester United. I hope that he does move. Let me see as well. What have we got? I have a quick update here if anyone's interested on Moses Caicedo as well. So Brighton want more than 100 million for Moses Caicedo following the benchmark set by Declan Rice. I think that's funny because Chelsea have blew the market up and now they're complaining that everybody's overpriced. I don't know. Yeah, so let's get talking. Players who I do think should be sold and probably will not get a second chance at Manchester United. Let's get talking about Donny van de Beek, because this is a man. He has been here for 4 seasons, I believe now, and we have to think he's going. So this is coming in from Fabrizio. He is saying Van de Beek is considering his possibilities around Europe. There's a concrete chance he could leave. I think this is a no-brainer. Apparently, the likes of AC Milan and Atalanta, Roma are interested in Van de Beek, probably Ajax as well. So what United could do is try to sell him. I think, honestly, if we can get 15 million for Van de Beek, that's a good deal, because it has not worked out for the guy. And look, I kind of feel bad for him in some ways, but I just don't think he's ever really shown enough for Manchester United to say this guy deserves to start. And we don't really know his best position. His former manager, who made him the name he was, Erik ten Hag, has had him for a whole season and hasn't been able to get it out of him. So I don't think we're going to see Donny van de Beek at a United level for a long time. Danny is saying we paid too much on wages and they have not proven themselves. Set wage plus bonus and show if you're good enough. Yes, look, this is something Erik ten Hag is trying to bring to Manchester United. It's actually one of the very first videos I ever did on this channel, because back then, I believe it was around October time, he basically had said that it will be contracts based on merit. If you play well, you will be paid well. If not, you won't be. And I think that's good. And something that I do like that United have done, we've seen this with the Mason Mount contract. He's getting paid 200,000 a week, but he can rise to 250 a week, depending on performances for goals and assists. That's good, because that's going to motivate players even more to go out and play well, so they will not just get a massive paycheck for sitting around. They have to actually earn it, and I think that's a very good thing that we're doing. Phil is saying Martial, Telles, Maguire, Williams, Henderson, Fred, Van de Beek, that's surely 100 plus. I would like to think so, and I think Manchester United, I actually think we might get it. When we're seeing Luckhurst saying Nottingham Forest willing to go up to £30 million for Dean Henderson, that's a good chunk of that money. We're seeing Roma linked to Scott McTominay. I would like to think if he went, we could get 25 million. Maguire, if we can move him on those big money, I think we can sell him for 20 million. Fred, 15 million, 20 million. There is money to be made here. We have to be ruthless as well, though. Let me see who is going on. Lincoln is saying Martial doesn't have a strong mentality to be a title player. We need winners. Van de Beek must go. Weak mentality. He is not a fighter. Absolutely agree. Stephanie is saying wage war against ridiculous salaries. Honestly, it is ridiculous, and you guys are completely right in calling it out. I couldn't agree more with you guys. It's very important that we get this all under control. Honestly, I think that will make United a much better run team. So let's get talking here, and we're going to go on to Rasmus Hojlund, because obviously this is something we've been talking about for a while. We've been waiting for official offers. So Telegraph have said Manchester United are looking at a £50 million bid for Hojlund. That's great. That is brilliant. And now we have, of course, Italian sources saying United are serious about Rasmus Hojlund. United presented a first offer for Atalanta for him. Specific request from Erik ten Hag. Ten Hag wants to see Rasmus Hojlund at his team. He is crazy about the idea of the player. The talent is there. Let's see him get it out. And honestly, it could be a brilliant signing. I think £50 million, if we can wrap that deal up, that is a massive bonus, and it really is a show of intent from Manchester United that we're going long term, we're going to back Erik ten Hag, and that's what we've been looking for a very long time, is the manager getting the backing he has earned. When we say Erik ten Hag has been angry, when he has been frustrated, he has earned the right to be frustrated and angry. He has earned the right to be backed in the market with these players, and that's what we want to see from Manchester United. A lot of positive stuff coming out on Twitter as well. It does seem like United are genuinely being a serious club. So I think that's nothing but good news, and I think United really are starting to get their act together. It is feeling a little bit like a new era. I think this is feeling like a different Manchester United. Gregory is saying, my opinion, to sell Fred is a big mistake. It's better to sell Van de Beek. Look, I agree for that as well. I completely agree. I would keep Fred over Van de Beek, over McTominay. I think he brings something very different to what other teams have. He's a very, very disruptive player in the final third. He can add in with goals and assists. He works hard for this team, and he does his job. He doesn't complain. Fred has been out of the team for weeks. When do we ever see Fred complain? Never. Like, he doesn't go running to his agent, to the newspapers. Fred just puts his head down and he gets to work, and it's nothing but a good thing. It does look like United could be going in for this Zion Suzuki guy as well, to a young Japanese goalkeeper. The talk about a second goalkeeper could be an actual fact. Ashid is saying 50 million should be enough for Atalanta to accept. I think so. There's elimination as well. Good to see a back man. He is saying the fact Hojlund really wants to play for us as well. I hope we get him. And Dan is saying, do you think games on pre-season will be strong lineup for the first half and bring younger lads on for the second half? Look, I think that's most realistic. I think what we usually do, right, is we go half and half. So we would go one team in the first half, one team in the second half, and then we kind of build our way up. So by the end of preseason, it's like we play 60 minutes with the first team, and then we play 30 minutes with the bench players, with the squad players, and it does bring a nice balance to the team. Lincoln is saying 2-footed Greenwood would be good for United. Sadly, it is what it is. Yeah, look, it's annoying because we all know the talent that was there, so it's going to take a while for any real decisions to be made there as well. Smash a like on the live as well, guys. Would really appreciate it. Can see, 100 people in here now, so thanks for joining in with us. Michael as well is saying it will only be different when the Glazers go. Yeah, I do think so as well. I think, honestly, we're looking at this as good baby steps. I think we will be taking leaps forward once the Glazer family are gone. Now, speaking of the Glazer family and the sale, there is one interesting piece of information out there for you guys, so let's get talking about it. So the 9-2 Foundation, which is owned by Sheikh Tassim, of course, it is how he plans to buy Manchester United. We are now seeing them as a registered company in the Cayman Islands, which, it doesn't sound like much, but Manchester United, they're also a registered company in the Cayman Islands. So this would have to be done to facilitate any big transfer of money, of any big transaction. Could we be seeing maybe the groundwork being put in place for a takeover? Let's hope so, because it was around 2 weeks ago the 9-2 Foundation became a UK company, and now they're registered in the Cayman Islands, which I think is interesting because Ineos haven't registered in the Cayman Islands either. So look, it's a tax haven. We know this. It's kind of like no income tax. The Glazers would be keeping all of the money, but maybe this is another incentivizer for them to go with the Qatari offer. Hot Fuzz is down there. Evening, folks. Thank you, man. Thanks very much for joining in. What a legend as well. Dan, Hot Fuzz, Big T, and Daniel, 4-channel members. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate all the support. But I think it's interesting, and this is something that would have to be done before the sale of Manchester United happens. We have to have a way to pay the Glazer family, and this probably works out best for them. If they get 5.5 billion tax-free, that's going to make a big difference in what they're going to do. Terry is down there as well. Good to see you, Terry, man. And Hot Fuzz, those Cayman Island things were done during April. I hadn't actually seen that, man. I only actually came aware of it today when it came up on my Twitter feed. I think it was like some New York Stock Exchange monitor thing. Sadly, it wasn't a recent action. Oh man, I did kind of have my hopes up there. Look, I think it is important that it's done already. That's the groundwork put in place. Let's see what's going to happen. I think we are genuinely getting closer towards the end of this takeover. One thing I'm curious about, though, is where is this big piece of news from Rio Ferdinand? I mean, Rio did say on his podcast that there would be a massive piece of information coming out soon. We haven't seen it yet. Daniel is down there with a good evening. Gregory is saying, I have hope for Hojlund and he can help us score more than 30 goals in a season because he has everything. Thank you very much for that. Look, I think honestly, Hojlund could be a player who brings 20 plus goals next season. We have already elite level creativity in this team with Bruno and Ericsson, Luke Shaw in there as well. Rashford creates chances, Anthony creates chances. We would have scored a lot more goals last season if it wasn't Weghorst. I think the creativity is there. You add Mason Mount on top of that. You add in Andre Onana, who's going to help us get up the pitch faster and properly play out of the back, creating overloads. I think that's going to be a big difference for us. Let's see. Stephanie's done there. Great show, Stefan, keeping it real as always. Absolutely, just trying to do my best for you guys. So thanks for joining in. Satwand is saying Glazers out, and Dan says I would like to know what ex players as ambassadors and new sporting directors the Qataris would bring in. I think that's interesting. Look, I hope if it is Qatar or if it's Radcliffe, whoever buys this club, I hope we bring in genuine top of class in terms of CEOs, directors of football, scouts, because they are out there. We just need to find them. We have been run by a bunch of monkeys for a very long time. The accountancy is all over the place. The scouting is all over the place. So I want to see that improved as much as I want to see the team improved. Vincent is saying, I don't understand what things were done at Cayman Islands. Yeah, so basically the 9-2 Foundation is registered in the Cayman Islands, which would have to be done to make way for a takeover. Now, as Hot Fuzz has said, that was done in April. It has only come out today. Now, this is important business because that basically means the groundwork is done. Of course, we've already seen the 9-2 Foundation as well register as a UK company, so they can own Manchester United. They have now got the facilities to pay the Glazer family in a tax-free way, which will be a big incentive to the Glazers. So I would expect to see some more movement. I think all the groundwork is there. We've seen already the Qataris have drawn up transactional papers, so I think it is genuinely just going to be a case of the Glazers eventually taking a bid. Whether we have to see another bid coming in from Qatar, another offer, I hope not, but it might come down to that. Yusuf says, any news about Amrabat? So most recently on Amrabat, man, we did have confirmation United had been in touch with his agent. It does look like he will potentially be coming to United. Obviously, it's going to depend on sales and stuff. We will be going for Onana and Hojlund first. Then, if we manage to bring in Amrabat, it will be after we sell some players. So, Dean Henderson, Maguire, Elanga, guys like that. Terry is saying, think we'll sign 7. We could do, maybe. Terry is also saying, Hojlund will be a great signing. How many players does everyone think will realistically sign on the budget? I think 4 or 5 is going to be top. I think, obviously, 3 players guaranteed at this point. As close to a guarantee as we can make is going to be Onana, will be next, probably by the end of this week. And then we're going to look at Hojlund probably next week. I think that could be the way we go. Nelbus is saying Amrabat and a good centre-back for Varane and Lissandro. Yeah, I think we need a right-sided centre-back. We have Lissandro and we have, of course, Victor Lindelof can play on the left. We only really have Maguire and Varane on the right, so I want to see the upgrade of Maguire. Obviously, that will probably depend on sales as well. Rajat is down there. Hello, mate. Mount, Onana and Mount will come on tour. It looks like it, man. Honestly, guys, I'm looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a great tour for Manchester United. So I have been asking you guys on the poll as well. Can we sign Onana and Hojlund before we go on tour in around 2 weeks' time? And a lot of you guys are saying yes. I'm loving the confidence from you guys. Tell you what, guys, actually, as well, I managed to get this. So, where is it? So, I was gifted this by my girlfriend, actually. So, I thought I would open this on live with you guys. So, I'm sure you guys have seen these mystery boxes. So, I actually have a mystery jersey here for you guys. So, something a little bit different, I guess. So, tell you what, guys, I'm going to open this up. I don't believe I can actually see what it is. I'm hoping that it's not going to be a Liverpool kit. So, let's see, guys, what have we managed to get ourselves? It is red. What have we got? Is this an England one? I actually think it is, so Tell you what, guys, that's actually pretty tasty. Can anyone confirm? Is this like a retro England? What is this one, guys? I think it is. I think that genuinely is a retro England top. It's actually lovely, to be fair. So yeah, guys, there's some different content on the channel tonight for you guys. So yes, big shout out to my girlfriend for buying me that. Much appreciated. Let's see. SBK says the Glazers don't want to spend more money until we get rid of the deadwood. Yep, let's hope so. Rajat is also saying Onana 85% done for the club. It looks like it might be. Gregory says, I think this summer we can manage to sign 3 players, Mount, Onana and Hojlund. Look, I think you're going realistic with that. Rajat is saying very good. Smash the like button. Yeah, it does seem to be an England one as well. I actually quite like the top, so it is a nice one. England is right. Yeah, I actually really like that top as well. I've actually got a bag of sweets in there, so I will be eating those after the stream, of course. Yeah, so not a sponsored video. It is genuinely just a gift from my girlfriend, so big shout out to her. So yeah, guys, let's get talking here, and we're gonna go back to the football as well. Who else have we got? Spectre saying smash the like button. Yeah, guys, smash the like on it as well. Really, really helps us out, of course. What have we got here? I see Sir Jim is actually trending as well. So let's find out what this is about. What is happening with Sir Jim? So some quotes from Radcliffe, actually. We have a good offer and we have met the Glazer family a couple of times. We have had good discussions with them and we would very much like to do it, and we would be doing it for the right reasons. But at the end, it's their decision and not our decision. So that's interesting. I believe those quotes might have came out last night. Look, I think he's under an NDA. I don't think he can discuss too many details, but he didn't actually say that it was nearly done, that it was getting close. Let's see these. I can see the chats are actually coming in. Alema is saying, Glazers out. Keep it up, bro. Thank you very much, man. Of course, Glazer family, get them out. Dan is saying Ireland or England, though. Yeah, it's going to be Ireland for me, man. But it is a nice top. It's a nice retro one, actually. Mount is already on the website. Yep, he is up there as well. Nebulous is saying, what centre back do we need to sign to replace Varane? Now, look, if we're talking players we need to sign, what I would like us to do, and this might be unpopular, is not sign a centre back this season and go next season and buy Antonio Silva from Benfica. I think he could be a brilliant young centre back, and I'm looking forward to seeing him develop and mature into a fantastic centre half. That could be ideal. If we want to bring a player in this summer, I would say go for Taberu, probably over Diazy. I think Taberu is better on the ball and will help us playing out from the back. That could be my personal choice. Stephanie is saying, is 12th of July Leeds game? I think it might be, and of course, that will be a bank holiday for all us folks in Northern Ireland as well, so I should be able to bring a watch along for that, no problem, guys. Rajad is saying Mount is already, yep, what centre-back, we've done that. And we got Rajad as well, better manager gets in better players, it's as simple as this, I believe. Yeah, I agree as well. Look, I think that was one of the big problems when David Moyes came to Manchester United, was a lot of top players and a lot of top guys around Europe were saying, yes, it's Manchester United, but who is this David Moyes guy? Everybody seems very keen to play for Eric Ten Hag, and I think that's very, very important. And Mount was blown away by the detail. Eric Ten Hag is proving to be the difference maker in a lot of these negotiations. Rizat is saying, want to go watch United live? Yeah, I will be live as well, guys. I'm looking forward to this. What is this? Alema is saying, are you Nigerian? The way you pronounce my name is cool. No, man, I am Irish, but yeah, I mean, my pronunciation is usually awful, so if it is cool, big ups to myself, I guess. Niraj is saying, any update on Greenwood today? I saw news stating Ten Hag said the board will take its final decision. Is this true? Look, I haven't seen anything official on Mason Greenwood. We know Manchester United are launching an investigation into it's behind the scenes, and a lot of that is going to come down to what do the players think, what does the manager think, and what will the sponsors think. So there's two real factors to consider. We're going to be looking at internal and external. Internally, there are players in the dressing room. We have seen this from good sources. Some people want him back, some people do not want him back at all. Now, what Erik ten Hag wants, we don't actually know. In terms of the external, we're looking at sponsors, and sponsors will be a big one because Manchester United, as we know, we're a very commercial club. We do not want to upset the sponsors because money is what drives this football club. So it will come down to that. I think it's a very complicated decision to make. There is, of course, a duty of care there that Manchester United will have to provide as he is a Manchester United employee. Now, whether he stays, whether he goes, I think it will be better for him personally if he does go, because I think it's going to be a lot. Look, he's going to be booed out of every stadium in England. He is going to be booed by his own fans. He will be feeling unwelcome in the dressing room. So it might be better for his sake if United do decide that he can come back to football, that he moves on anyway. That might be the best resolution here. I don't know. I think it's very unfortunate what's happened. It's very important as well that United complete this investigation properly and fairly, and that a decision's made. We cannot be indecisive with this. What I don't want to see us do is not make any decision and keep it ongoing and on running. I want to see the club actually step up, have a backbone, and be decisive with this. Let's see. Mount choosing United over Liverpool. Ten Hag has a vision, blueprint. Ollie had no vision. Rajat says won't fit our style. Look, I think Mason Mount definitely will fit the style. I think he will fit in very, very nicely. Gregory says Glazer family can't sell him because they're making too much money and don't want to spend money. Yeah, absolutely. Mount didn't real club, obviously didn't join Liverpool, and look at Ignacio as well as Axel and Tabito. Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, Ignacio was a good one. I would personally, my main preference is going to be Antonio Silva. But I do agree with that. Look, I would have loved Kim Min-jae. He would have been my first choice. Make no mistake about it. I would have loved Kim Min-jae at Manchester United. Not going to happen, unfortunately. Dan is saying, let's hope Flop gets a job after another poor season for them lot. Honestly, Dan, man, you're a poet and you didn't even know it. Stephanie as well is saying, Rice and Mount are big pals from 8 years. Funny how they both have chosen Premier League teams who are in the Champions League. Yeah, that is true as well. And Isako as well. Hello, is Greenwood going to be part of the squad this season? Very unlikely, man. I don't see it happening personally. And look, yeah, look, I know a lot of people have their thoughts on Mason Mount, but I think he will fit in. I think, look, I mean, if Christian Eriksen fit in last season, Mount is going to be an upgrade in my opinion in a lot of ways, especially going forward with the energy, the pressing, stuff like that. So, look, I'm willing to reserve all judgment. He might be a disaster of a signing. He might be a brilliant signing, but I'm believing in Ten Hag here. Ten Hag was crazy about getting Mason Mount through the door. I think United, I think we've done a good deal here, and I think he will be a big player for us. Make no mistake about it. Let me check this poll because I can see 167 votes. So we were asking you guys, can we sign both of Onana and Hojlund before the tour? So that gives us around about 2 weeks. So obviously with Manchester United in the past, we would say no chance. It would take another month to finally pay the fee for Andre Onana. But this time, Manchester United seemed to be different. United seemed to have a bit of drive, a bit of decisiveness in the market. I'm liking what I'm seeing. United, we're acting like a serious club. Let's hope that we can go on and bring in some more players. That's what we really want to see. Yusuf, where in Ireland are you coming from? So I'm from a small little town called Lurgan. I would be quite close to Belfast. But yeah, that's probably the most well known. Yeah, I'm like an hour and a half on the motorway away from Dublin. Like, Ireland's not a big place, you know, you can get up and down very easily. Let me see. Charlie is saying, are we going to sign them both tomorrow or by Monday? Look, I'm loving the optimism there, Charlie. Look, I think we will see Onana done deal by the end of the week. I think this will be done. Now, whether it's him holding up a shirt, whether it's a Fabrizio, here we go, I think we will have him done. I think he'll be done within a week. We will see the photos of Onana with the shirt. We are very close to the fee. Manchester United, we have offered 50 million euros. Inter 155. It's a difference of around 3 million. So we might come to an agreement. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. Rajat says, ideally get them both on the plane and play 8 games. Yeah, absolutely. And SPK is saying that's what I've been saying. We don't need any new strikers. Pellistri and Ahmad could fill the void. Yeah, it's certainly in the wing. I don't think we need wide reinforcements. I mean, we've got Rashford and Garnacho, Pellistri and Ahmad, Sancho and Anthony. There's plenty of wide players, inside forwards, whatever you guys want to call them. I think we need that central striker. to play through the middle. I think we need a backup to Casemiro, another midfielder in there, a centre back as well, should Maguire go. If he goes, hopefully he goes, and a goalkeeper. I think that is what we need at the moment. And yeah, I'm going to give Sancho another year, absolutely. Let's see what he can do. I back the guy. I want it to work out. Like, I really wanted us to sign Jadon Sancho. I remember when he signed, we were all so excited, guys, honestly. And I'm just hoping we can go out and have a real good season with him. I want to see more from Antony. I want to see more from Sancho. If Rashford can score another 30-goal season, United, we could be competing for some big honours. So I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be a very good season for United. We're getting Erik ten Hag the players he wants. Let's see what he can do with him. And honestly, guys, it will be a big positive. And I think Mount's going to add to that. I think Onana is really going to transform this team. And honestly, guys, looking forward to it all. As well as that, we're seeing plenty of photos going up. Manchester United are back in pre-season training. Lisandro Martinez is back in full training as well. That's going to be a nice one. I'm looking forward to getting Leitch back into this team. So it does look like United could be bringing in another goalkeeper. We're looking at Zion Suzuki, a young Japanese goalkeeper. So maybe he comes in as the backup long term. Let's see what happens. I'm very open to bringing in as many players as Erik ten Hag wants. I think he has earned the right. He has earned the trust. Let's see what he's going to do. Martin says, why are the Glazers buying players if they're selling the house? Yeah, look, it's a good point, man. I think we need to spend this money anyway. I think we need these players. As well as that, it isn't the Glazer money, as we know. It's always Manchester United's own earnings where we buy our players from. But look, I mean, they're going to walk away with 5.5 billion plus their initial loan back, plus all the debt paid off. So they're walking away with a fortune. Maybe they're not going to care too much about how much money's actually in United when they leave. SBK is saying United missing out on Nunes last summer. Glad we didn't waste our money on him. Yeah, I mean, I actually don't think Darwin Núñez is as bad as what a lot of people say. Now, he came in, and part of Darwin's problem was, of course, the price tag, and that he was compared to Haaland by Liverpool fans, so they kind of dug themselves a hole with that one. But I do think there's a player in there. He's not £100 million worth. I mean, if they got him for like 40, that's a good deal, but obviously they didn't. Let me see. Dan is saying, imagine we do a double deal, Onana and Hojlund. That could be something. And Surefire, quick sale to get Amrabat and a backup goalkeeper. I would love to see that as well. Lucky is feeling confident in Hojlund, so is Rijad. Please update me about the new ownership. Okay, man, I do have some update for you. So it has emerged. Now, this has come out. This was done in April. The Qatari bid, the 9-2 Foundation, are now registered in the Cayman Islands. This was done in April. It has emerged today. So basically what that means is Sheikh Jassim now has the means. He has had this for a while. The groundwork has been made. So he can pay the Glazer family the full amount for the fee. And he can do it tax-free, which is what the Glazer family want. That's why United are tied up in the Cayman Islands, because they pay no income tax. So that's why... Look, I mean, if ever you guys need to think about Glazer ownership, we are a club based in Manchester. We are floated on the New York Stock Exchange, and we are incorporated, so our company is based in the Cayman Islands. So Manchester United, yeah, it is quite something. It's not a football club, it's a business. Let's get back to that. Let me see. Rajat is saying, we'd love to see Amrabat and Alvarez come as well. Yeah, it looks like Alvarez might be going to Borussia Dortmund. How do you say... Yeah, see, that's a different, it's a difficult name, man. We always used to say Shoritar, but I think he actually pronounces Shoriteria, so I think he is Shola Shoriteria. It's a complicated name, man. SPK is saying Murda backing Ten Hag on Mount. Seems like Murda is signing the players and backing Ten Hag on the players he wants. Let's hope so. And Martin is saying, yeah, mate, I'm very frustrated about the sales process. Honestly, man, it couldn't get any more frustrating. It's like, it's genuinely the most annoying thing. It's like let's try give an anecdote. It's like if you were at the supermarket, you're trying to buy your groceries, you have the money there, and then the cashier tells you have to pay double the price, and then eventually you offer double the price, and now they're looking more money on top of that. So you know, it's all this stuff, and then on top of that, they want you to spend a lot of money, like 25p on a carrier bag. So it's frustrating. It's dragging out. It is so frustrating. I think someone said on here it's like dead 230 at this stage, almost a year at this. It's crazy, guys. It is so long. It is worrying, man. Every is saying no doubt Shoretire needs another loan. Yeah, look, I think so as well. Look, he's only 18 as well. He's only 18 or 19. He did break into the team early under Ollie, so that of course has made him seem like he's been around for longer, but I think we will see him go out on loan. Let's see. What do we have? Rajat saying 100 million for Anthony was our fault, and what backup goalkeeper? Yeah, look, I think Anthony, 80 million, all things considered, it's a lot of money. We could have had him a lot cheaper. If United were a proper club last year, we could have bought him for 45 in June, but we waited until the end of August. I think he will come good this year as well. Lona Langa, yes, I agree with that. And was there something else? I don't know. I don't think so. There was. Yeah, SPK is glad we didn't get Gakpo. Yep, so that's all the comments gone through, guys. So this poll, 181 votes, loads of votes on it as well. So I have been asking you guys, can we get both Onana and Hojlund before we go on tour in 2 short weeks' time? And a lot of you guys are feeling confident. 82% are saying yes. Of course, it's a big thing. We can get these players. It's another question, will we? That's what it's coming down to. SBK saying Sir Jim wants to buy the club for fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. I mean, like, I've seen people say that he was talking like putting the Manchester back in Manchester. Apparently, he tried to buy Barcelona as well. Like, I don't know. Look, we'll see what happens on the sale. Personally, I just hope it happens soon. Like, it is really, really bragging on. We do have a positive update, so I think everybody is going to be very happy with this. The chat are about to get very, very happy because West Ham United are tracking and are very interested in Scott McTominay. That's what we want to see, guys. That is what we want to see, because I feel like West Ham might have a little bit of money lying around. They have just been paid £100 million by Arsenal for Declan Rice. So let's see those guys go and buy Scott McTominay. £30 million, please. That would be brilliant business. That could be fantastic for United. I would love to see it happen. SBK is saying, I don't know why you would say that to begin with. Nothing you want to hear from a potential owner. And Jim wants to bring girls to Man United. Enjoy. Oh dear, man. Dan is on there, McTerminator, let's go. Yeah, look, I feel like a lot of guys are very happy about selling McTominay. Look, we were saying as well, United were actually happier to sell Fred first because McTominay is going to be a younger player. But if we sell McTominay, sell Fred, and buy Amrabat, that's an upgrade on both those players. And I would argue that's a big improvement, because then we're kind of cutting out some of the poor players in the team and replacing them with better. Look, I've said as well, guys, it's not just about fixing the starting 11, it's about fixing the bench as well. If United can go and line up with a midfield 3 next season of Casemiro, Mount and Bruno, and have Christian Eriksen and Amrabat ready to step on, that's a big improvement. Very big improvement. I hope he gets sold. Martin is saying, if Chelsea didn't want Radcliffe, why would United want him near the place? Yeah, I mean, I think it's just his willingness to keep the Glazers on is what's kept him in this bid. I think it's because he is willing to pay and buy out a lot of the shares and leave Joel and Avram on. I think that's where it's kind of coming from. And obviously they know that he would try to buy them shares out eventually, and they could charge a complete fortune for them. Luman is saying, time out Rajad for the... Yeah, I don't think we actually have mods on here at the minute. I can't do it at the moment, guys. Vincenzo is saying people would pay 45 million for Scott. I'd take 40 or sell him to bring in Caicedo. Yeah, I mean, that could be interesting. I think that wouldn't be a bad move. I would really enjoy Caicedo in this team, whether we go for him or not. I know that West Ham like him. I don't think Brighton would be too interested in McTominay. But yeah, let me just check here as well. We will check this because this is obviously developing situations that McTominay could be leaving Manchester United. I would like this to happen. It's a deal United need to happen, and we have to be ruthless. And this is something I was saying to my friends earlier today is, you know, it's one thing saying we want to be ruthless, but we have to actually do it. We have to actually go in and go hard at these players. If they're not good enough, they need to go. So that's what I think we have to do. Dan is down there as well. Time out. Yeah, guys, look, just keep everything civil down in the comments. I don't think we've actually got mods on here at the moment, so just keep it all civil. Would be much appreciated. Yeah, so let's get talking on Onana because we have a Sky Sports update coming in from Sky Sports Seth. So this is coming in. Manchester United are still pushing for Andre Onana. There is a gap in value, but there is cautious optimism of getting a compromise. Inter want funds to buy Lukaku, but not budging on 60 million. Look, guys, honestly, slow sports news. We know this already. Sky Sports are probably only finding out that we signed Mason Mount today. So, look, slow sports news are there. We know what they're like. I feel like we're a lot further on than the cautious optimism size. Let's see. Abraham is down there. It's okay. And Rashad is apologizing. It's all right, guys. Look, like there's no need to apologize. All is good. Just keep everything civil. And yeah, we're all good. Let me just double check here as well. There was something else I wanted to check for you guys. Yeah, I mean, look, that Sky Sports is out of date. We know this already because Inter have said they'll take 55 million. It's nothing about 60 anymore. So they've come down. United were going up. It's gonna done. It's gonna get happen very soon. Yes, Inter Milan does want some Ukrainian goalkeeper. That is true, man. It looks like they're getting their house in order. United, we're going to get Onana. It's going to be great. I cannot wait, guys. I'm sure you guys are excited as well. Any more thoughts, guys? Make sure to get them down into the comments. So let me just double check this. Yeah, all good. Martin is done there, Chelsea. Took Boliv rather than Radcliffe. Yeah, I mean, look, Radcliffe kind of did what he did. I mean, like, he knew he had no chance of buying Chelsea. He went in far too late. The bid was already done. I don't know why he did that. Apparently, it was something to do with sounding the Glazers out. I don't know, but, like, I'm not feeling confident with Radcliffe. I feel like his bid, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. There's a lot more development on the Qatari side, and it looks to be most of the big sources are saying that he will be. It's favour for the Qataris. They're definitely leading at the moment. Let's see. Martin is saying rather than Radcliffe. Rashad is saying United never pre-planned, so he wouldn't let De Gea do and take 1 month to see who gets in, negotiate 1 to 2 months. Yeah, absolutely. We do not really pre-plan. I would like to see all that change. I feel like there is a bit of a shift at this club. But any more thoughts, guys, make sure to get them in down below. Smash the like on the video, and if you guys are new, please consider hitting the sub button as well. Membership link is down there as well. Just a quick shout out for all the channel members, Dan, Hot Fuzz, Daniel, and Big T, 4 absolute legends. And of course, you guys are all absolute legends as well. The support is brilliant across this channel. Rajat is saying Jim's bid, don't understand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, it's like what Radcliffe is kind of doing. He's trying to like borrow from the banks. He's trying to take out as well bonds on his company Ineos that he's going to use the spare capital to manage to buy Manchester United by 70%, keep Joel and Avram Glazer on, eventually try to buy them out down the line. I don't know, like it doesn't enthuse me with confidence. I feel like United fans can see there's an offer on the table for full removal of the Glazer family, and I think that's what they're going for. Let me see as well. SBK is saying, agreed. I don't like what we're seeing. Let the players run the club. After the Liverpool game, we threatened to drop the whole first team to reserves. Yeah, look, I would like to see that as well. I would like to see a bit more punishment at the club for poor performances. I feel like we're getting there. The discipline is getting better. Let's see how that transforms next season. It's a big ask. Let's see what United can do. I think a successful season next year will be keeping that Champions League position, winning a trophy, and having a decent Champions League run. I think we can do it. It's whether we do it. I feel like United could get to quarterfinals of the Champions League. That has to be it. Terry is saying, great show. Thank you very much, guys. Your support honestly makes these shows what it is, because otherwise I'd just be talking to myself and I would run out of news and opinions and stuff within 20 minutes. So thanks for keeping all of the streams going as well, guys. Dan is saying, they know who's the boss now. Yeah, they do know who's the boss now. It's Eric Ten Hag, without a shadow of a doubt. Make no mistake about it. I'm really enjoying Eric Ten Hag's management of this club, and I couldn't ask for any more. I think the guy is brilliant, and for the first time in a long time, we're really making the progress that I've wanted to see for so long. So, any more stuff as well? Manchester Evening News is saying something about Kolomuani. I'm not 100% sure on that one. It looks to be just an opinion piece. Everything Carpi is saying, I thought Inter still owed money for Lukaku. I feel like I feel like they've already paid that. I feel like it might have been paid when Chelsea paid 100 million to them. I feel like they've paid off the rest of it. I don't know. Obviously, they're not a good club to do business with. They are usually financially broke. So hopefully we can get this Onana deal done quickly. That has to be the big hope for Manchester United by the end of the week. For anyone who has missed the latest news, DiMarzio reporting £50 million bid rejected, but Inter 155 million. We're getting very close. Those are in euros as well, so it's only about 3 million. I think we'll meet halfway. 52 million should have this bid done. It should have this deal done, and then we will finally have the goalkeeper who we've been waiting so long to have, a distributor, someone to come off the line, a sweeper goalkeeper. It's going to change how United play. Erik ten Hag is getting the team. He's getting the players he wants. I'm feeling positive, guys, honestly. Rosada saying, don't think we'll get Kolomoana. He's crazy expensive, 100 million. Yeah, like I feel like Hojlund might be the way to go there. I'm feeling a lot more positive. Limon is saying, what if the Glazers weren't Americans, and what if Radcliffe wasn't British, and what if the Qataris were British? Look, man, honestly, that is a true point. If Sheikh Jassim was, I don't know, if his name was Sir James or something, and he was from London, there would be a lot more clamoring for him to be the owner. So there would, definitely from the media and stuff. And I do feel like there is an element of that. It's like if he was British or whatever, there probably wouldn't be any comparison, because when we look at what Radcliffe's bid is, it's keeping the Glazers on. That's not what we want to see. Everything Carpy is saying, it's Jim's fault the takeover is dragging on. If he didn't make that proposal about the Glazers staying, we would be Qatar now. It's a good point. I feel like the biggest thing is Joel and Avram Glazer. They are the guys really dragging this out, but I think that's the big thing. Terry is saying as well, Jim wants United for fun, not for fun. We're the biggest club in the world, and Sheikh Jassim has allies with shareholders. I read it today. Yeah, I think this is something. There was a threat of a court case from United minority shareholders should they try to sell to Radcliffe, because it would be undercutting their position. Glazers would basically be I think the way it works is the Glazer family would basically be selling their shares without their permission, and that's part of the whole big thing with the whole stock market. You have the right to buy, you have the right to sell to anybody you choose to. I think that kind of is undermining a lot of things. Dan is saying Radcliffe sounds like a defeated man in his latest statement. Yeah, it wasn't positive. It didn't look great from him in his point of view. I think obviously non-disclosure act, he can't really come out with a big statement on how it's going or whatever. But I do think I feel like you're right on that one as well. So yeah, honestly, guys, hopefully this takeover will be done quickly. United, we're actually acting in the transfer market very quickly. We're actually getting bits done. Let's hope for some more progress across the next few weeks. And Spectre says, appoint yours truly as a mod, and I shall maintain order, my good sir. Honestly, guys, I think the only mod we have at the minute is Daniel. I feel like it's just because he's my mate as well, and he's kind of been doing mod and stuff from the start of the channel. But I will have to bring some more guys in as well. Obviously, we've got like 1,500 people in this stream across the 60 minutes or so. So yeah, I feel like we might need more than just Daniel. Everything is saying Radcliffe's latest statement. If you read the words, he couldn't say it as a non-disclosure act to say he's out. And Dan says keeping an eye on. Also, guys, thank you very much for the stream tonight. I'm going to drop off here, but guys, have a very, very good Thursday night. I will see everybody same time tomorrow, 7:45. Thank you very much for the support. If you guys would consider hitting the sub button as well, if you are new, would be really appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a very good Friday, whatever you guys are up to. All right, guys, see you later.